So today we're going to talk about what's in my shooter bag, which I carry with me on every training and every competition. My name is POSIO, I'm IPS Senior World Champion, 3 times Polish Champion and multiple IPS Level 3 competition winner. Okay, so starting with one of the most important parts of the backpack, we have here a very spacious pouch, which is actually a box for guns, which I of course carry in other boxes, but it's very tough and well done, which allows us to protect our guns while traveling. The Tanfolio is my personal choice, which I'm shooting for 5 years. Actually, that was the beginning of my shooting adventure with those guns. Cool things that I like about this gun. First, the ergonomy of the grip. The grip you can do here is very high, which allows you to control the recoil in a better way. It has different grips than originally. I use lock grip boogies, brass edition, which allows me to get the proper grip which fits my hand perfectly. I have huge hands, so the boogies palm swell fits me very well. Another advantage of these grips are the texture. It's very aggressive texture, which allows it to stick very good to my hand. Another thing is of course the bull barrel. So the highest score of rounds I shot with Tanfolio pistol is about 70,000 rounds. So that's quite a lot. Actually, the only thing I had to change is steer house, some springs, because it's actually sometimes it breaks while using it, but the barrel is in perfect condition. It looks like a new one. The sport shooting is pretty good because your gun doesn't have to look tactical, it could look cool. As you can see on the top we have the Optic. The Optic is shield size MS6. This Optic is made specifically for sport. It has very wide window with very thin frames around it, which allows us to see more of the targets, more of the background, and not to focus on a dot but on a target. The dot inside is a Formula red dot. Another very good thing about this dot, especially shooting production optic pistol, is that it's very low mounted, so allows me to almost get hit in one point every time. The higher mounted red dots are making shots on a longer distance go higher and on lower distance go much lower, because the line of the sight is cutting the line of the barrel in longer distance. Another awesome thing about the red dot here from shield sights is the auto adjustment to the brightness. So if you are shooting on a very sunny weather like we have today, then the dot adjusts the brightness to the sun, to the everything that changes. So if the clouds come in, the dot automatically put the light down, and if the sun comes out the clouds, it just brighten up. Okay, so moving up to the top, we have here Shooter's Pro Kit from Shield Sights, which contains some additional spare dots for the competitions, and that's very interesting tool. It's actually magnetic bore sighter, which allows us to see what exactly is the point of our dot on this little device. So when I set my dot, I put it on my gun. I can show you how. Like this. We find the exact same point here. Then we look to the device. We see there's the lines inside this little device. And now I remember where exactly the red dot is on which line, which number exactly. Then I can, while getting my dot off and changing the battery, put it back inside and check if the zero is still on. If it didn't switch, it's exactly on the same point. If it did like switch a little bit, then we can adjust the sights and it's ready to go again. Okay, so moving on to the next very important part of the backpack. We have here every essential item I need during my classes, during my trainings. We have our Shooter's Global Timer. What I like most about this timer is the option to analyze your videos, to analyze your progress, to analyze your scores. Another very good thing about this timer is actually the battery life. Most of the timers are dying like during one training session. When I started my training session at 11 AM, I ended it at 6 PM and the timer was completely dead. Now, Shooter's Global Timer allows me to shoot for 1 week straight and still doesn't need to be recharged actually. We have ammo speed loader, we have some rope to clean the gun, we have knife of course, which is very necessary. We have headsets to protect our ears. I use Swordin Supreme Pro X. It's for me the best air protection on the market because it has gel pads inside. It allows me to here very clearly what everybody is saying to me when I'm talking of the stage, but when I'm going to the stage, I don't have to switch them off because they automatically cut off the sounds of the gun, of the noise, which is higher than 60 decibels, I think, something around that. And glasses as well, magazines for the trainings, of course the ammunition, some liquid chalk, which is for me crucial during the training. While you are shooting on hot days like today, your palms are sweating, of course, and this little ink here, even in small amount, it makes your grip much better. It allows you to stick your gun very nicely and control the recoil in much better way because the gun isn't slipping out of your hands. It's tightened very much inside the grip. And of course, everything I need to repair my guns. Inside here we have some repairing tools as well as cleaning set. We have some brushes to clean our gun. We have some gun oil. We have some Loctite to make everything stick together very nicely. We have hammer, bench block, some screwdrivers. In here we got some more springs. So going back inside, we have some markers. We have some Optic cleaning set, which looks like this. And of course our brush for cleaning the mags. During shooting trainings or competition, the mags keeps falling to the ground, which gets them dirty, so we have to clean them in order to make them work again. We have some ballistol. We also have some more headphones, ear protection, more batteries, some lighter, some more screwdrivers, and stages from recent competitions. So on the left side we got, of course, our medical kit, which contains disinfectants, some painkillers, bandage, lint, of course, and very necessary accessory, the tourniquet. The tourniquet is one of the essentials for the shooters, which allows us to stop bleeding if someone gets hit. So moving on to the next pouch, we have staples, we have some gun parts and springs. On a top pouch we have gun parts like steer housing, trigger springs, hammers, so everything that is very necessary for gun service if something breaks during competition or training. Next we got some batteries for our optics here, and of course our shooting license like this. So that's it for today, guys. You already know what's in my shooting bag. If you have any questions about the equipment, you want to know more details, ask them in the comments and I will answer them shortly.